this is the left fibula of an adult. So here we have the proximal end, which articulates with the proximal tibia, and then down at the distal end, got the distal articular area, which articulates with the side of the talus. So it's part of the ankle, sort of the lateral part of the ankle. Right, up at the proximal end, I'll just zoom in. There we go. So this is the head of the fibula. And if we turn, you can see kind of here, the very top part, it's the bone sort of projects upwards. This is called the styloid process. So this is the most proximal, or the most superior part, the most proximal part of the bone. And this is towards the posterior side of the bone as well. If we turn medially, we have this nice flat articular facet here, where the head of the fibula just sort of sits underneath the lateral condyle of the tibia. Let's get the tibia so we can see how that connects. It would sit just there. So kind of just behind the tibia almost, and it would articulate there. So the styloid process is always sort of just behind and to the lateral side of the facet, which can sometimes help with siding. Down at the distal end, we have another sort of projection of bone, but down at the distal end, this is called the lateral malleolus. So I suppose this is to balance out with the medial malleolus that we find on the tibia. And the most inferior point of the lateral malleolus is posterior. So can you see there, this is the posterior side of the bone, this is the anterior side of the bone, and it's lowest here posteriorly. Oh, and this is the lateral side, of course. So if we turn to look at the medial side, you can see, so this area of bone is where the fibula attaches or articulates with the distal tibia. So it's that rough surface where we have the fibrous joint for the syndesmosis. So this facet that we see here, this articulates with the lateral side of the talus. So this is a proper diarthrodial synovial joint. And we can see, so looking at the medial side, so posterior is back, and we know that because that's where the lowest point of the lateral malleolus is. So anterior is this side, so the facet is always anterior to the sort of that hangy down bit of the lateral malleolus. And then sort of in between them here, you can see some little pores there. This is the Malleola Fossa. So there's a little fossa just behind the joint surface. So if you can find that fossa, if you can feel it, you always know that that's posterior to the joint surface. So you'd be able to orient the bone and figure out posterior and anterior. And just to show you how the fibula connects with the tibia down at the distal end, so those rough parts of the bone here, this is where they articulate. I'll zoom out a little bit because that's a bit too close, isn't it? There we go. So the lateral malleolus of the fibula is always lower down than the medial malleolus of the tibia, and they actually articulate sort of in this area here. So it's higher up on the fibula. It fits in that notch there. That's it. That's how they fit together.